Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new era in the Huddle. WYGL Podcast. The Real Lil Show.
All right, now it's time to get into our next topic, which has to do with the NFL making proposed changes to the Rooney Rule.
Yep.
Basically, Kenny C, can you explain what changes are potentially being made?
Basically, gentlemen, with the NFL's change to the Rooney Rule, it is now requiring teams to interview at least 2 external minority candidates for all head coach openings. Additionally, teams will now be required to interview at least 1 minority candidate for any coordinator job.
I want
let's hear some thoughts.
Cam, you being a coach, right?
Yes.
You having the experience of coaching. I want you to take the stab at this first and give me your thoughts on how you feel about that.
To be honest with you, I really think it's a great idea to a certain degree. I just felt like every year when the NFL be like, when the NFL said, oh, every team's supposed to interview at least one. One's not a good number. I truly believe like 2 and more is a more probable number to interview a minority. Another thing too, I just feel owners need to stop being assholes and just give minority coaches a chance. You get what I mean? Freaking Mike McCarthy was literally out of the NFL for a whole year, and I say he ended up the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. What's his name? The coach for the Cleveland Browns. I forgot his name exactly, but
Freddie
Kitchens. Yeah.
No, not Kitchen.
The new one.
I'm saying
Stefanski.
yes.
Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski, yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like, you know, you have other minority coaches that are meant to be like the what's his name? Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs. He deserves a head coaching job. Todd Bowles, to be honest with you, even though he may not have been a great coach, but in my opinion, I still believe that he could still lead a team.
He's a great D coordinator too.
Yeah. And another thing too, I just say that I like what Anthony Lynn did, where he hired Pep Hamilton to be the quarterback coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. Because to be honest with you guys, I'm not sure if you guys know, but there's no black or no color quarterback coach in the NFL.
Wow.
So I believe right now, he's taking initiative and taking a different step into bringing more minority into bigger positions instead of being actual assistants. Like give them actual job titles, for them to make a name for themselves.
Rob?
Yeah. So, let me ask you a question real quick. You guys saw the proposal for a 3rd round draft pick boost?
Yeah.
Yes,
for higher
I
end.
saw that.
So I agree with what Cam's saying. I like the making them interview the minority coaches. I think that helps a lot. The problem with that for me is these coaches still are going to lean against it. Like the owners are going to lean against hiring minority coaches. They've been like this for the entire length of the league, So you can try by giving them trying to get them interviews, but the bottom line is if the owners don't want to do it, they still have the power there. I don't like the draft pick boost. It just feels to me like it shouldn't have to be incentivized. You know what I mean? It should be this coach is Bieniemy is a great example. That Kansas City Chiefs offense is absolutely out of this world. Clearly he knows what he's doing. There's these coaches out there that don't get the looks that they need to get. So it's a struggle across the whole NFL here,
And I would also, just to add to the whole, the draft pick thing, I don't think that would be a good idea, because you could have a team that just goes, all right, he's a minority, all right, we'll take him. They won't even take into perspective how good of a coach he is. Just because he's a minority, they'll take him to get the draft pick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I would say this. first of all, it's a damn shame that you have to provide a draft pick compensation for a hiring change, for something that should have been done. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you have to say, listen, if you pick a minority coach, we will boost your draft pick. That just shows
shouldn't be related.
That we have a problem here.
Yeah, that's
in
wrong.
society and in the NFL. And I do appreciate the NFL and Roger Goodell for trying to acknowledge that, listen, this system is not good at all when you have majority of the players in the NFL Football League African Americans, most of them. Yeah. And the fact that you don't even have representation at the ownership position, head coach, at least the head coaching. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? At least the head coaching.
To throw the stats out there too, to add to this, there's only 4 coaches of color currently and 2 African American GMs.
And to throw something on top of that too, 70% of the players in the league are African American as well, which is like there's a bit of a disconnect here. You know what I mean? Like
that's crazy.
How's that skewed way in the wrong direction there? So
and it shows how much of one-sided you can say that owners are. They're very one-sided. They only hire amongst people that they know. They don't want to take the time to know other people, and that's just what it is. And you saw it. You saw the light shine upon the world when certain owners said racist things like, "Oh, we're not going to let prisoners run the asylum." I remember that from the Texas. Houston, Texas. Yeah, exactly. So it just shows. It exposes the level of unbalance in the world, and especially in the NFL.
Another guy too, it's like, to add to Cam before when he was talking about, a list of a few names of black coaches that don't have a job or may have a job, but it's not a solid positional role to contribute to the team. Marvin Lewis, a guy that was with the Bengals for quite some time, from 96 to 08 or to 2018, he was in coaching position.
Crazy is the Carolina Panthers hired a college coach to come coach the NFL.
Yeah.
What does that make? You have coaches that have been working, like minority coaches been working in the NFL for years. They put in time, energy, day in and day out. And for them not to get a head coaching job?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? The Panthers going to be 4-12. It's all good. That's where they're at. So.
Anthony Lynn came out and spoke. He said, I think sometimes you can do the wrong thing while trying to do the right thing. He said, I think there are a lot of qualified African-American coaches that could be a head coach in this league. And I just prayed that we do our due diligence and give these guys an opportunity. So, a guy in Anthony Lynn, I'm happy that he's speaking up against it, against the system and how it's, developing the NFL with the Rooney Rule that requires interviews but not hirings. Simply because, you might as well say something, brother, because you may need another job after the season, especially if the Chargers don't succeed. So, some people, they get complicit. They don't say nothing because they one of those chosen few people, and they feel like, all right, I got my job, so let me hush up. But your job was never secured, brother. People like Mike Tomlin, we don't really hear him saying nothing. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm worried about the football game. Yeah, the football game. I'm not answering no question. You know how he look. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad to hear Anthony Lynn speaking out, especially even though he has a job, he's still reaching out and trying to get more people that look like him and other people from different ethnicities as well. Not only African American, but other ethnicities in these duties amongst other people, because more people brings more ideas and different ideas to the table. And that's what, to me, that's what America is. Having different ideas and different viewpoints.
And it comes down to the simple fact of opportunity. Like you guys are saying, that's what this country prides itself on. Opportunity, the land of the free. Give these minority coaches an opportunity to show you what they can do. It's ridiculous that, sometimes it may not be racism. It could be the coach's overall skill level of knowledge. But the other times it could be. And that's a sad fact. And it's unfortunate.
I think it's more of discrimination than it is racism.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that,
incorrect term. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more discrimination because you probably don't think other people are as smart as you for whatever reason. Hell, when we think about the NFL football and how it's specifically minority quarterbacks has evolved. Before, the norm was black quarterbacks wasn't smart enough to even play the position of quarterback. And now, fast forward to right now, and Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. I mean,
Lamar
the list goes on
Jackson.
and on. Lamar Jackson, I don't know how the hell I forgot his name. We just won MVP. They the guys that's running the league, and the known guys that we normally know and grew up to love is starting to shift. So the league is shifting. And I think with a league shift should be a shift in how management is run as well. And let's, all right, the quarterback showed, right? The norm was, oh, you're not smart enough to be quarterback. Well, they showed you wrong. So how about we apply this to higher up positions in the NFL and see how minority coaches and what they can bring to the table. I'm not saying you got to hire them because, there's a rule in place and they're black. And you're like, all right, let's just hire you because you're black and we try not to look bad. Hire them because they qualify, but at least give them the same opportunity you would anybody else.
I'm going to give credit to Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Buccaneers. His offensive coordinator is black. His defensive coordinator is black. His offensive coordinator is Brian Leftwich, and his DC is, Todd Bowles. Yeah. So, then another thing too, the Redskins, I had like the direction that they did in hiring Ron Rivera as the head coach. They end up firing the GM. They end up firing the current GM that was there, was like, you got to go. We're getting Rivera. So that's what I mean. Like, take that leap of faith. You feel me? Things take time. A process takes time. You feel me? Like, when you go into construction, like, the houses or building won't be built overnight. You get what I mean? Like, it's going to take some time. But at the same time, too, when you're growing, when you keep, building, you got to go up. You can't keep going down. You got to keep going up. Feel me? Learn from your mistakes. And not only that, just keep moving forward. Don't dwell on it.
And you're all right, Kenny C, too, to get back at your point. I don't want to just dismiss your point. You were right. It's not only discrimination. It could be other things. It could be, frankly, people have in family hirings, right? It's passed down upon family. So I give my royalties unto my son. Or it's around people that I'm close with, I know, or whatever, because we see that in life as well. You know what I'm saying? You get into the door in society based on who you know, and that's how society is run. But I do think we should make an effort to just, get to know other people as well, and not just be, this one-sided person. You know what I'm saying? I know I love making friends with everybody. I can have Chinese friends. I can have African-American friends. I can have white friends. I can have yellow friends. I have friends as long as, we see eye to eye, brother. We see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? So I think that NFL needs more diversity.
And you know what, Leo? Let me just say something about the huddle really quick. When you in a huddle, usually it's just the quarterback, one player calling the plays. We got multiple quarterbacks in this huddle, and we calling all sorts of different plays.
Exactly.